This building is our research center. Located in this building, the Biomineralization Regeneration Research Center in Seoul National University of Dental Hospital. Every year, I invited famous lecturers and active researchers to our MTA forum. 2 years ago, I invited Dr. Kademi to Korea, and he presented a nice presentation for us. There are many articles related to OrthoMTA and RetroMTA. And my journal is 5. The first one is biomineralization. And second journal is synthesis. Next, success rate. And next is national rate. And then in this year, I announced another articles, the interfacial surface analysis, and the sample is 8 years in vivo sample. Today's aim of lecture is make end treatment free from the gut pressure cage, like this, because gut pressure was developed 106 years ago, a long time. At that time, house is like this. We use rifle gun. Our ancestor kings. And Grossman's requirement was published about 40 years ago. At the time, our computer system is 256 kilobytes. Yes. I respect Dr. Travenjat because he gave me insight about MTA materials. And then, according to his articles, MTA has been used for root canal filling. Okay. What is the MTA monoblock? MTA monoblock is also grade canal grafting with mineral oxide aggregate. As you know, gut aperture has coronal micro leakage and apical perforation. A weak point is micro leakage. MTA monoblock use MTA instead of gut aperture. Total filled with mineral oxide aggregate. Dr. Bergen announced his study in Journal of Endodontics and announced these pictures. What is MTA? MTA is mineral oxide aggregate. Trioxide is tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, and bismuth oxide. Mineral means MTA starting material is Portland cement. Most of MTA use starting material, Portland cement. So setting mechanism, I will show the setting mechanism. Tricalcium silicate and dicalcium silicate is the main composition of mineral oxide aggregate, and react with water and make calcium silicate hydrate layer at the surface of particles. Zolial reaction will occur. further. And then at the outer surface, calcium hydroxide precipitated the surface of the calcium silicate hydrate. This slide shows 1 day surface, same image. Next, 2 weeks image of same study in post-bit buffered solution. This is calcium hydroxide crystals on the surface of calcium silicate hydrate. And 8 weeks later, look like this, because this crystal is calcium deficiency hydroxyapatite. There are lots of MTA, many products nowadays. Approximately 36 brand and many MTA. And red circle means mineral oxide aggregate, mineral. Starting material is Portland cement, refined Portland cement. Blue circle means pure bioceramic hydraulic cement. Its function and the characteristics almost the same with the mineral oxide aggregate, but method of synthesis is totally different from mineral oxide aggregate. What is OrthoMTA? OrthoMTA means ortho grade used MTA, up down use instead of gutter pressure. Bioceramic trioxide aggregate is trioxide, tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, and bismuth oxide. Same with the mineral trioxide aggregate. Bioceramic means pure bioceramic material should be used for synthesis of BTA, bioceramic trioxide aggregate. RetroMTA means retrograde use MTA. Bioceramic trioxide aggregate means use radio pacifier, zirconium oxide as a radio pacifier. And its characteristic is no discoloration because bioceramic trioxide aggregate use zirconium oxide as a radio pacifier. And no washout because the RetroMTA setting time is 3 minutes, very fast setting, and guarantee the no washout. The property. Main property is sealability, sealing ability, and the next, the bactericidal effect, and the regeneration effect. Sealing effect started physical sealing. After physical sealing, chemical sealing will stop. Physical sealing at the apical 1/3 guarantee the chemical sealing in the root canal space if we use MTA as an ortho-grade manner. And finally, biological sealing can be achieved. Biological sealing means the regeneration of periodontium, cementum, Sharpest fiber, parental membrane, and then alveolar bone regeneration. The physical sealing is apical plug at the apical foramen. This slide shows the physical sealing property of MTA. This apical plug can be formed by also MTA compactor. Compactor rotated clockwise, and then magnification image shown is the tip image. And particles downward movement to the apical foramen, and finally make the apical plug. Apical plug guarantee the next step. Next step is chemical reaction, chemical sealing. If we use also grade MTA grafting. Nice filling, and even irregular root canal space can be filled with MTA because the MTA particle size is 5 micron, very small size. And C-shaped canal filled like this. Very narrow space can be filled with MTA. And then apical 1/3 isthmus area can be filled like this. Accessory canal space. And crack side, the crack surface, narrow space can be filled with MTA. These slides show broken file. The space around the broken file can be filled with MTA like this. Next step is chemical sealing. Chemical sealing occurs between the surface dentin and MTA. And there is no gap, 0 micron contact. We use biofusion, terms of biofusion, chemical bonding between MTA and dentin. We analyzed in vivo sample 5 years in vivo sample, and then analyzed the interfacial surface. Look like this. And next, 7 years in vivo sample. Fusion. And 8 years, interfacial surface show 0 micron contact. Biofusion, monoblock by biomineralization process. The composition of interfacial surface layer, mainly calcium phosphate silicate. As you know, the dentin main component is calcium phosphate, and MTA's main composition is calcium and silicate. Calcium phosphate and silicate is the main composition in the interfacial layer. As we conclude that first, the interfacial layer is hybrid layer, and then this hybrid layer indicate that the interfacial surface is chemical bonding. Chemical bonding can be achieved if we use MTA material as a filling material. Finally, biological sealing occurs. This slide shows eucemetin formation at the apical foramen after regeneration of Sharp's fiber and then other bond. This X-ray slide shows the no coronal leakage for 3 years. There was apical region and no core, just empty monoblock for 3 years. After 3 years, apical region healed. This slide is 5 years case. Empty monoblock and apical region disappeared after 5 years, and then regeneration of laminatura and bone replacement of the apical region. Next is bactericidal properties. In the dental tubers at the orifice, calcium silicate formed, and in the lumen of the dental tuber, calcium deficient hydroxyapatite can be formed after MTA monoblock grafting. Epicalis is difficult to eradicate in infected dental tuber because deeply penetrating, and then epicalis has photon pump and can control the environment alkalinity and high survival capability. But calcium silicate entombed the infectious bacteria like Epicalis entombment. In the deep part of the dental tuber, fossilization occurs like this. Deeper as time passes on. And also MTA has high alkalinity. The initial high alkalinity lies the bacteria, cell wall, and cell membrane. As a result, antibacterial effect. Eradication of E. calis can be achieved first, entombment by calcium silicate hydrate in dental tubers, and fossilization by calcium deficient hydroxyapatite in the dental tuber. These two products is the end products of hydration process of mineral oxide aggregate. And finally, biofusion at the interfacial, in the interfacial surface area. Biofusion, chemical bonding. In the dental tubers, tag formed. The composition is calcium silicate hydrate, is end product of mineral oxide aggregate. If dental tubers are opened, 100% dental tubers orifice can be obliterated like this manner, calcium silicate hydrate. And bacterial entombment by calcium silicate hydrate at orifice of dental tuber, beginning of opening. In the lumen, deeper side, calcium deficiency hydroxyapatite formed like this, crystal formed in the deep part of dental tuber, cross-contamination. Finally, fossilization by hydroxyapatite can be achieved like this. And space is eliminated by this process. Entombment and fossilization process eliminated for the space. Eliminate the space for bacterial growth. And finally, fill this space like this, and the eradication of bacteria can be achieved. This sample is 3 years in vivo sample. All dental tuber can be obliterated with hydroxyapatite, tag, and calcium silicate hydrate. Finally, important characteristic is regeneration properties. Regeneration means dentin regeneration. If we use RetroMTA or MTA as propertomy materials, beneath the MTA, new dentin can be formed like this. New dentin. It's original dentin, new dentin. We analyzed the new dentin side. New dentin, original dentin. What is this? Odontoplastic process from new dentin to original dentin. New odontoplastic process. Light microscope view indicate that new odontoblast and new odontoplastic process. Ectocemental regeneration. At the apical foramen, calcium deficiency hydroxyapatite precipitate like this. And then fibronectin and vitronectin are attached on the surface of a hydroxyapatite layer. And finally, new cementum formed like this. Biological cell can be achieved. The surface of a new dentin. We analyzed the composition the main composition is calcium phosphate, almost the same with the original cement. Perimeter membrane can be regenerated if we use MTA monoblock. Perimeter membrane magnification images show perimeter membrane regeneration. Bone regeneration. MTA has osteogenic and mineralization effect. OrthoMTA especially has high alkaline phosphatase inducing effect. Many bone facts will be enhanced after MTA grafting. This article is in vitro sex study. In clinical, we use MTA monoblock, remove the garapature, the large apical region. After 10 months later, follow image like this. Garapature and sealer couldn't fill effectively in the accessory canal space or apical portion space. We remove the garapature and sealer and then filled this space with MTA, also great manner. And overfilling make no problem because the composition of MTA, also MTA, is same with the bone grafting material. Same with the overfilling, it make no problem. Bone formation, lamina regeneration. 6 months later, case I will show lamina regeneration. 1 year's case. What is this? Cyst, large cyst, very big size. How can we manage this case? Refer to oral surgeon? Yes, I proceed the muscularization procedure after MTA monoblock grafting. And 1 year later, without bone graft, spontaneous bone regeneration occurred. Okay? From this status to this status in 1 year. Its implant adjacent tooth has the apical region. And the apical region has a tendency to grow larger and larger, and last the lesion touches the implant surface and contaminate the implant surface, and then implant mobility and failure. This case can be effectively treated with the MTA monoblock. Remove the garapature and sealer and MTA monoblock. Nice healing occur. Yes. We can save the implant. 4 years case. Overfilling, no problem, because it's biocell material. Success rate. Up to now, several reports announced, and 6 months study. The material used is also MTA, and prospective study rate, successive study rate, analyzed 50 cases. The clinical success rate in open apex case is 97.7%. 3 years study. Next study is used PROT-MTA, and prospective success rate study, and sample size so small, 8 cases, but prospective study. Chronic apical abscess, the primary treatment success rate almost 100%. 5-year study, OrthoMTA materials, retrospective survival rate study. We analyzed 11,000 cases, and survival rate 99% almost. and 10 years study. And we use OrthoMTA material and retrospective survivor and success rate study. We analyzed 5,900 cases. And survival rate is 98%, success rate up to 90%, and re-endo percent is below 0.1% below, and the vertical fracture rate is 0.8%. Technique is simple. This device is very simple. And carrier, plugger, compactor. Rotate clockwise. Empty particle move to the apical side and make apical plug by OrthoMTA compactor. OrthoMTA compactor is main factor to make apical plug formation effectively. This end-rotating motor is very convenient because we can control the torque force and then speed. Optimal speed is 50 to 100. Slowly rotate. If you fast rotate, use fast speed, the treatment time gets longer and longer. If we use slow speed, treatment time in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, okay? Use slowly. Up and down, make the apical plug. Very simple technique. 5 millimeter of apical plug. For file separation case, use Centrix. Make the paste, and then gently injection into the canal, and space around the separated file can be filled like this. The main purpose of this procedure is to simplify the apical surgery. There is no need of retrocaptive preparation with the filling, just cut and suture. Simplified apical surgery. I will show the clinical case, horizontal root fracture. Requirement of materials is sealability, antibacterial effect, and regeneration effect. Horizontal fracture. And then mobility and pain after anti-monoblock, mobility subside. And then overfilled material will not induce any problem, no pain, no active inflammation after anti-monoblock. Horizontal fracture. Remove the guard pressure and MTA monoblock. Overfilled material make no difficulties. Open effects case. During the orthodontic treatment, sudden mobility occurred because of a microcage from the margin of the crown corner to apical side. And at first, I removed guard aperture sealer, and then contaminated guard aperture overextended into this space. Okay? And then make a decision to remove these particles, contaminated guard aperture particles, because the apex is opened. Apical curettage performed. And in 6 months later, nice healing and mobility subsided and happy ending. And open apex and acute maxillary sinusitis case, both space is contaminated with bacteria, sinus cavity and oral cavity. And massive irrigation and many time irrigation and long time irrigation and stopping cannot be effective in this case because retrograde effect even after massive irrigation from the sinus cavity to open apex and canal space. In this case, key point is control the infected dentin tuber Okay? Monoblock alteration. Like this. 3 months later, all the Schneider membrane, thickening Schneider membrane, thin and subside acute symptom, nice healing occurred. And conform to osteum. Population healing case. Population is very leading case for endodontist. And material requirement the same. Why the population case become leading case? Bacterial microadhesion occurred from the population site into the canal space in spite of MTA use. Because MTA will accept in the body fluid up to 2 millimeter onset in our body fluid. If we use MTA at the populate site, the MTA will accept. And then bone resorption and pathway formed and microadhesion occurred through the onset MTA space, and then coronal adhesion, apical deletion, and endodontic failure. The success rate of population cases is, as you know, 56%, half and half. The field like this of news because low setting, unsetting, microadhesion will occur. I recommend total graft, total filling with MTA, like this manner. Middle side and apical side, like this. Stripping through to the can, like this. Population case, overfilling, but no problem. And nice healing, granular and bone healing will occur even the severely populated site. Apical population site. Easy to treat. Stripping case. We analyze this overfill the surface, and the main composition is calcium phosphate. Correctives. Main correctives problem. So the main problem is the pain, after pain, treatment pain. In this case, filled the space with the MTA, and pain disappeared just after the MTA monoblock treatment. 2 years case, nice function. We study the crack space and surface